Hey, what's up everybody, it's me24. Today I'll be taking a look at the Strike Gundam action figure. This is the Launcher Strike variant, and this is the kit, or the action figure that was released in the early mid-2000s when Gundam SEED started airing on Cartoon Network's Toonami block. I don't know exactly like what kind of action figure this is. I don't know if it's like a mobile suit in action division of figures or what it is. I just know it's the ones that came out in the States, like in Walmart and Target. So, looking at this figure, you might notice that he looks a little odd compared to some of the model kits that Bandai has. And I'm going to pull up my 1:144 scale high grade here. He's a little bit smaller than the high grade here, but you'll notice that the action figure has a much lighter blue. And part of that could be due to just fading over time. I've had this action figure for a while, but also his hands and feet are well, they look a lot bigger on the action figure compared to the rest of the proportions of the figure. The shoulders are also pretty big, as are like the side skirts and everything. Just for the sake of it, here's him next to the Master Grade, which I have yet to review, but I will do so hopefully soon. And obviously he's tiny compared to him, but at any rate, the action figure actually has a fairly decent amount of posability. The arms can rotate 360, and the shoulders are just kind of situated on this bar in between the arms and the body. It's all one solid piece for the shoulder, but the arm can move out about that far. It can rotate below the shoulder, and there's a double joint at the elbow. It can basically get to go 180. The wrist can rotate 360 and can get a little bit of motion. The head can easily rotate 360, and these antennae are like a soft, like rubbery plastic sort of a feel. So I mean, if you bump them, it's not like it's going to snap off or whatever. The torso can only go so far. Large part of that reason is because of the back skirt armor, how high up it goes. Now the side skirts and the front skirts don't really move, but the sides of either side skirt do open, the little hatches there, and you get the armor schneiders, which are included in the Master Grade but not in the high grade kit. So you do get two, one for either side, and that's kind of cool. And those just fold right back up and slide nicely into place in the side skirts there. Sometimes you do have to push them around a little bit further down in there to get it going. The leg can only go about that far forward and that far backwards, but you do get more than a 90-degree bend. The ankle guard can move up and down, and the foot is on like a double hinge mechanism. There's a hinge there at the lower leg, and then there's a ball joint on the foot, which can only go so far because of the back of the foot keeping it in place. Now, this kit, or this action figure, I keep calling it a kit, does come with a fair amount of accessories. Like I said, this is the Launcher Strike one. There were a couple other ones that were released. There was the Sword Strike, and then the like phase shift down colors, which was just like a gray color scheme to it. And then I want to say there was a like a special edition pack that came with the Ale Strike pack and a Sky Grasper. There could be a couple other ones, I'm not positive, but I know there were at least a few of these, and you had to buy them separately if you wanted to, you know, get the Strike with all of its weapon variations. But for hands, you get the trigger finger, which I have on, as well as one open hand. You do get another trigger hand if you want to put the gun on the other side. You get two closed fist hands as well. The machine guns that the Launcher Strike has, the shoulder-mounted one, comes in 2 pieces. You see the holes and the pegs there. And basically what you do is just slide this little square peg through the shoulder armor, and then do the same thing on the back, and push the pegs into place, and that stays pretty securely. These little fins can move up and down if you want them to. And as you can see, those are also quite sizable compared to how they appear in the show. I think they kind of exaggerated stuff on purpose with this action figure just because of how small he really is. And they want stuff to stand out more. The rifle, now this is one thing that's just absolutely humongous on the kit. Here's the high grade again. Here's his rifle. Here's the action figure's rifle. It's actually bigger than the 1:144 scale rifle, which I think is just kind of funny. But at any rate, the secondary handle moves back and forth, so if you want him to hold it in both hands, he can. But usually I just pop it into place into that hand, and you don't have to remove any panels or anything, which is nice. He comes with the shield, and it has 2 ball joint pegs on the outside. You can put it either on the back or the side. I prefer it on the side, and basically you can rotate the shield all over the place. And then this peg just goes in his arm, but you also get a sliding handle, so he can hold it at different heights, which is kind of nice. So, I mean, if you don't want him to have the arm peg in, you could just do it without. I prefer to keep it in, but that's just me. And then, of course, the Launcher Strike would not be complete without the gigantic launcher rifle that he has. There's a little bit of movement on this actual rifle itself. This little compartment in the back, which I assume is supposed to be the ammo rack, opens, but you can't actually remove the clip there, which is kind of weird. The secondary handle here can slide in and out depending on whether or not you want to use it. And then if you push on the scope or the sight here or whatever, the round comes out. I didn't want to fire it all across the room because I might lose it. So basically, to pop this into or onto the Strike, you just put the peg in the back there, and it stays pretty secure. Now, to use it, you can keep the shield on if you want to. I always remove it just for the sake of it being easier to move. But if you remove that peg from that spot there, it frees up the frees up the big bazooka rifle there. And actually, it's sometimes easier if you work it so that the rifle's actually on the inside of that bar, if that makes any sense. The joints on this mounting mechanism are a little tight, which is both good and bad because occasionally the rifle will pop off like you just saw there, but at the same time it keeps it secure when you want it to, or want the Strike to be holding it. So to get him to hold it, you're going to put this hand around that first handle. The shoulder armor just popped off on me. Okay, there you go. And then put the second hand on the other handle. And with a little bit of tinkering, you can make him look better holding it. Obviously, this pose isn't the greatest, but you get the idea. Honestly, I bought this kit a long time ago, so I have no idea off the top of my head how much I paid for it, but I can't imagine it was more than $10. Obviously, the proportions are off by a bit, but I mean, if you like action figures over model kits, you know, this might be your thing. I do have a couple of other action figures from the same line and time of release, so I might do a couple more reviews of these. Some of them I don't have all the parts to anymore, so obviously those ones I won't be doing reviews of, but with that, I will see you guys next time.